What's going on, YouTube? Today we're going to be going over ancestral motifs, probably one of the most valuable, if not the most valuable motifs in the entirety of the Elder Scrolls Online. And there's so much mystery around them, there's so much confusion around them, and we are going to break down all those barriers today because these are the easiest motifs to get, and half the time you're able to get a whole bunch of these just by using your pre-order bonus or opening your CE maps. So there are so many easy ways for you guys to get these amazing motifs that sell for upwards of sometimes $500,000 to $1 million gold, depending on the console and the server you play on. So it is definitely imperative that you guys have this information to take forward with you because, as my cat is also trying to let you know, I want you guys to know whenever you get something good that's worth a big bunch of bucks, you guys know where to go, how to sell it, and how much it's truly worth. That's what we're going to be talking about today. But as a quick reminder, if you wouldn't be so generous as to like and share the video, because this will be breaking down a lot of barriers when it comes to one of the more intriguing systems inside of the Elder Scrolls Online and one of the more interesting motifs. And as a quick kind of shout out to ZeniMax, who actually put me on their community page for their community guide. So thank you, ZeniMax, for adding my video on there. Much appreciated. But let's jump into the video. So the beginning of our ancestral motif hunt actually begins somewhere very interesting, and that is actually Greymoor. And for those of you who are wondering why these were added into Greymoor, that's because these are actually tied to the Antiquity system. As you're seeing on screen here, you can see that there's 3 ancestral motif styles that we're going to be kind of talking about with this first update, and they can be found using treasure maps. I'll show you guys those in just 1 second. But what is basically going to happen, this is the heads and tails, you're going to open a treasure map and you're going to open a treasure chest, and inside of that you're going to have a chance to get a lead, and that lead will give you the opportunity to get one of these ancestral motifs that are worth the buku bucks. I believe the rates to get these are about 20% per treasure map, so that's about the rate that you're working with here. So if you're ever looking to buy like bulk treasure maps, think to yourself about 1 in every 5 is going to be able to give you one of these. For example, let's say the ancestral Breton style, which those of you who watch me open on stream, are worth 100,000. Say the average is 100,000 and I can buy 10 treasure maps for 10,000 gold. Well, that's a good deal for me because I will likely make, my money back and then some based on that current deal. So that's sometimes how you know if you can snipe a good deal on some treasure maps. But let's talk about the specifics of these 3 because these actually drop from some very unique zones. And ain't that the truth? Because Ancestral Nord is going to drop from both Bleakrock, Balforen, Deshawn, Stonefall, Shadowfen, the Rift, Bleakrock, Eastmarch, Deshawn, Eastmarch, Shadowfen, Balforen, and the Rift. You pretty much have a chance to get it in almost every single packed area, and you're going to notice that trend amongst the other ones as well. What I would tell you though is that not all of these are worth the same. You're obviously able to price check these on any of your current markets, and I always link in the description below all of the areas that you can go to price check different things across different servers. What I would tell you is that generally things such as chest pieces, legs, also sometimes things like helmets can be worth a lot of money. There's definitely a bit of variety in that, but those are usually, the bigger the actual item itself, the actual more value you're going to get. The more front and center something is, like a big old chest piece, that's generally going to be more valuable, but that's not necessarily always a hard and fast rule. You'll notice this pattern though, however, continues with the Ancestral Orc. You're going to see that's pretty much going to drop from every single DC zone. However, I would point out that the big ticket items such as the Ancestral Orc chess piece is going to be dropping from those Glenumbra maps, which is interesting because traditionally Glenumbra maps, especially before this update happened, back when Western Skyrim was added, Glenumbra sucked. There was no real reason to open maps in Glenumbra at all. So this is a really good consideration for you to make when you have these treasure maps. Do you want to try to roll for these specific items here? And finally, we're finishing off with Ancestral High Elf, pointing out again that the chess piece are going to drop from Arteron, which traditionally would be a pretty garbage zone to open up maps in before this update came out. Obviously, though, you're more than welcome to loot for any of these items, and I would definitely encourage you guys to do so. But now is where we get kind of the more simplistic but spicy additions, because now the ancestral motifs are tied to the actual chapters and their overland zones. why is this important? Because I think that there's generally a lot of confusion as to why zones, even older DLC ones like Markarth, why are their maps worth so much? And that is 100% for these items right here. This ancestral motif right here is what is going to make it so valuable, and the ancient Akaviri, for example, down here. Now, what's important is that there is a bit of controversy as to if CE maps in Blackwood are able to roll for ancestral Akaviri. This is important because those CE maps are what you're getting for your pre-order. So almost everyone has them, and everyone kind of just assumes that they're just not worth doing. While there is controversy about it in Blackwood, there is a general consensus that going forward, such as into the Deadlands, that CE maps do roll for those styles, including the Ancient Daedric. And this goes kind of on into the future ones as well, such as when we get to the High Isle and the Ancestral Breton, which is the one that you guys watched me open up on stream, which was honestly pretty fun. And we had some amazing luck. Because here's what happens. You have essentially a 20% chance, estimated, to get these. So we were getting them for about 15,000 each, sometimes as cheap as 10,000. And then we were getting items. This is when Ancestral Breton was about 100 to 200,000 per item. 100,000 was like a discount for some of these, and that's if you were getting like a bow. So we were getting them back then. We were getting like 5 maps for 70,000, and then we were making 150,000. And you can do these very quickly, because what's also really nice is once you have a general idea of where the actual dig spots are, you can put them in your old Brainal compartments, and then you can memorize where they are. But that's kind of the heads and tails of it. What happens again is that you open up these treasure maps and you get leads. Now, if you are someone who does not have Antiquities, I would point out that this is a great way to get into it, because as we were showing earlier too, this does not require you to have maxed out scrying, does not require you to have like that high level excavation skill, because I know that is honestly, truthfully, a pain in the ass to level up. You can see this, a lot of these are even greens and blues, which means that you can do it almost immediately. So even if you would get a purple, you don't have to max out your actual Antiquity skill, because I know that there are some of you who find Antiquities a pain in the ass, and I hear you 100%. But I always, I love y'all, and I always, anytime there's this big money maker out there that you guys might be passing up, I'm always like, I gotta let the people know this is something that they could be missing. So, and this also adds a lot of value to treasure maps, again, that generally people may skip over. So if you're interested in farming a specific piece, say you were looking for the Ancestral Nord legs because you're like, yeah, I could use me some legs that look, say they look badass to you. Just go out and buy a bunch of East March maps. They're probably at a pretty good premium, and you could potentially roll for the item that way, and you could get yourself some sticker book collection for the East March zone at the same time. But that is going to wrap up the video. And as a quick reminder, we are still doing a giveaway. So what the giveaway is going to be for the month of February, it's a short month too. So every comment is entered into a random number generator. So one comment will be pulled. I will be pulling one random subscriber from my public subscribers list, and I will be rewarding the funniest comment that I read throughout the entirety of the month, and they will also be getting a $20 either gift card, PayPal, Venmo, whatever you guys have, $20 to you guys to give back for what you guys have done for me, because it's crazy that sponsors and people and ZeniMax is putting me on their website. So this is my way to give back to you, because you guys know that I absolutely love everything that you guys have been able to make possible for me. And I absolutely love to be able to answer these questions and kind of help explain things for you kind of going forward. So if you have any suggestions for videos and things that I can help answer, just let me know, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.
Of all the videos, too, that they picked, I was like, the returning player guide, I guess that's probably a good one to pick. I was wondering why I was getting so many, non-direct views, because you could tell where your views come from on, your web page, your YouTube stats. So I was like, it's weird that I'm getting non-direct links you know, people are like clicking over from a website. So that's like not Google, Facebook, Discord, 'cause you could see those. So it was a little bit interesting, but I was very happy to be on there, and thank you for making it possible for the developers to notice me. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.